often said that downforce is the enemy of great racing. When Colin Chapman first bolted wings to his Lotus 49 in 1968, he undoubtedly changed the course of F1 and racing as a whole. Bigger and bigger wings led to faster cornering speeds, faster lap times, but at what cost was that extra speed? What if we could take the wings off of a modern F1 car? Ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce to you a beautiful thing, a 2020 Formula One car, sans downforce, without any wings to weigh it down. This is the 2020 Formula Hybrid from Race Sim Studios, and I apologize, Race Sim Studios, so much for doing this to your pretty car, but it is absolutely awesome. This is a car that once I ripped those wings off, I was floored in what it looked like, and my God, what it drives like. You might have noticed as well, not only have I torn the wings off of the car, I've also fitted some 1960s era Firestone tires. Now, an important thing to note about this car is it is absolutely not just a visual mod. I did the visuals just to make the video a little more dramatic. The physics themselves, this car has almost no downforce, or it has the downforce figures of a 1960s F1 car. Some might say actual lift instead of downforce, but very minimal downforce. You can see a floor on this version of the car. It doesn't do anything. It was way too complicated to rip that off, but the wings, they're gone. They no longer produce downforce in the sim. The tires, these are 1960s tires. At first, I didn't touch the tires, but man, this thing with modern tires is very weird to drive, so I thought, why don't we go the full way and fit some period Firestones to it as well. So these, very little grip, rock hard, could probably last 4 races, and very much change how it drives. And it's kind of a question, how far do you go with something like this? You could obviously make it drive even a little better by changing things that you can do with the suspension. The thing is, you would not design a car by taking technology from one era and technology from another era. And this came up with the 1960s video I did with slick tires. The whole car is designed together. And so we're just having a little bit of fun here, ripping the wings off an F1 car, putting some old tires on it, and seeing what that does. And my God, it's something special. So I want to do a quick race here at Watkins Glen. This is the short circuit at Watkins Glen. It's my personal favorite layout. I'll probably get some flack for not using the boot, but this is the best layout in my opinion. It's very close to how the race circuit would have been in the 1960s, and that's not the reason why I like it. I just think it has a really nice flow to it. So we're going to take this car out with 19 other F1 cars and see just what driving a Formula One car from the current day with no downforce might be like. So here we are at the back of the grid in our Red Bull. Lights are lighting up. This is going to be a crazy one. Out, we're underway. I'm just trying to control that wheel spin off the line. Come towards T1. There's not going to be a lot of places to go here. We'll see. Oh, I got a Williams to my inside. Just barely touching that Alfa Romeo there. Trying to get the power down coming out of T1. Somehow everybody making it through. We'll come into the famous S's. Let's see if I can get alongside Latifi. Oh, just no downforce though. You're not going to be able to throw a car anywhere you want, but now we'll come to the long straightaway. I should be able to outrun him here. All the way over 200 miles an hour and brake super early for the carousel here. Everybody's slowing down on the opening lap. Stuck in behind Russell now. So we'll come out of the carousel onto another short straightaway. This one heads towards a really difficult left-hander, even with wings. We'll slow the car way down for this. Third gear. Just let it ride on through there. Let's see if I can get it alongside this Haas. Coming to the last corner now. Short lap here at Watkins Glen. and start braking for T1 just past the start-finish line. Big lock up in front. Second gear, we'll just edge it on through. Both Renault teammates are in front of me here. So we'll now head into the S's once again. Onto the back straightaway. 8th gear, flat out, lights are flashing. It's as fast as this car goes. And then heavy braking, trying not to lock up the front tires as we head into the carousel. Oh, I'm gonna run a little wide. Been able to pass 2 of them there. Renault right behind me, but we're behind a Ferrari as well. Block the inside. Whoa, maybe able to get alongside. It's Charles Leclerc. This will come into the last corner, right behind him. Whoa, touching him just a little bit. Don't have to worry about damaging the wings, though. I don't have any. As the Renault gets the jump, I think it's Ocon. Come into T1 then. I just find myself under braking, shaking the wheel, just trying to get a little bit of grip, or a feeling of grip. It's like racing on ice cubes. But it's impressive how fast this car is regardless. We'll come to the top of the S's once again. It's one of the places the car gets really light. Flat out on the back straightaway. Have to brake, almost like you're gonna brake. What a huge lock up there. Leclerc able to go up the inside, get alongside his teammate. But I got a good run coming out of the carousel. You go in hard in a corner, you're not going to have a good run out of it. Oh, I locked it up for a second there. Fast out is what it's all about. Even with these modern Grand Prix cars, taking the wings away, bolting on some hard bias ply tires, they feel like they're right out of the 60s, but more power than you could ever imagine. Making great progress up the grid, but we're almost halfway through this thing already. The AI is surprisingly competent with the removal of the downforce, having to play around a little bit with the settings, but it honestly wasn't that hard. As whoa, that AlphaTauri, who is that? Kvyat, oh, jumps up the inside of me. I'll try to get the car righted again. Looping it once, you're gonna do that a few times with this car. As a Ferrari gets up the inside, Leclerc there. Try to just recover. Gain our bearings again. I'll try to pass him back here. Coming into the hard left-hander. Whoa, on the curbs. He's going to get a good run coming out of it. Yellow lights flashing there. Let's see if I can make a run up the inside of T1. Able to get around him then. Head up the S's, more or less, quote-unquote, full speed, while having to correct quite a bit. You'll see I barely touch the throttle. Until we get onto the straightaway, you just don't have enough grip to really floor it. And even then, only for a second. Try to take this a bit better than last time. I just came in way too hot. You can see, I think that's probably my tire tracks there. Quite well though now, sat behind the AlphaTauri. I'll blame him for the accident. Who is that? Kvyat. See if I can make another move on a Ferrari in T1. Well, I'm passing both of them there. Keep it in third this time around. We're on the 6th lap already. Got a little bit of a gap to me in front. See if I can get some good speed this time. No cars directly in front of me. All the way up, hitting almost 220 miles an hour. This car doesn't have the option to add a higher gear range, at least from what I could see. And I don't think with the wings you would normally be able to go that fast, but this is basically permanent super DRS in a straight line. And it's so impressive how fast it accelerates once you get there, but my God, is it scary in the corners. I'm gonna run a little wide here. You have to be careful of the bumps off the circuit. And it feels like my driving is a little all over the place. This is without a doubt the hardest car I've ever driven. It's just so difficult to get this thing around a circuit without spinning out. But so gratifying when you do so. You have a lot to play with your right foot. I'm not using any of the extra modes or anything. I can barely handle it as it is. Brake like we're braking for the bus stop, but so much earlier for the carousel. Gives you a lot more opportunity though to pass. You can pick a line, the braking zone being extended. It's what people talk about when they talk about the lack of downforce has ruined racing. It's the fact that the passing zones are so much smaller. We're gonna run wide again here. It's hard to make a move. Going deep into a braking zone is impossible these days. We'll come start the final lap of this crazy race. Want to see if I can get past at least one more car. Coming into T1, almost a little too hot. 2 Renaults in front of me here. We're in the top 10 at least. Throwing the car into the S's, reminiscent of the lines you do take with the 60s F1 cars. It's amazing how similar the driving style actually is. It's just on steroids. It's so much quicker. Into the carousel once again. Not quite close enough, but a few more laps and I would have them. Oh, these two in front, changing lanes. Ricardo trying to get around his teammate, I think. Locking up into the final corner, but we'll come to the line. Complete the first F1 race without wings since 1968. So racing a modern F1 car without wings, with 1960s tech tires, I was very skeptical at first if this was going to be any fun, nevertheless, even possible to drive. The suspension and everything on these modern F1 cars is built for that downforce. It's built very tight. And so I had to work a lot just to try to get the car to move around enough to be able to control it. And my God, once I did, this is so much fun. I actually think I might do this quite a bit more just for myself. I finally enjoy racing one of these modern F1 cars. It might have looked like I was struggling, and it absolutely was, but there's something about this that makes me want to come back and do some more races with it. I wish... or I apologize so much to Race Sim Studio for doing this to their beautiful 2020 mod. It's absolutely wonderful, and every second of it is enjoyable. However, this is the version I definitely like to race. Might make some more tweaks to it for myself. I feel like having slightly better tires, maybe some 1970s era tires, could really make this thing shine, but come on, FIA, please just do this to your cars. This would be, I think, so much more interesting than what F1 is today, but that is just the point of view from a vintage racing fan. So I hope you enjoyed this. Let me know if you happen to want to see more of it, or maybe a circuit or something that could be kind of crazy to race these around. But appreciate everybody watching, and I'll see you all again next time.